That's what we do. At least that's my wife and I for sure.
I'm gonna record this so we
Yeah.
can go back if
Sure.
there's something we're not sure about.
Yeah, that makes sense. The real thing is just having your setups correct when you're looking at through the different objectives. That's the real important part. At least that's the part that most people forget.
And feel free to move anything around any way you want to.
Okay.
If you want me to take the zoom off the table, I will.
No, it's fine. It's fine. So a lot of these scopes, this setup in particular, not the phase part, but bright field. Over here. Now let's get us power. Everything has been centered and calibrated, so it should all be good to go. There's information in here, warranty information and that kind of thing, but I'm a Modic dealer, so you can run, if you guys have any issues, you can run that straight through me. You don't have to deal with the factory.
Okay.
That'll take longer. They'll want you to ship it to them, whereas I can just handle it.
Okay.
Now, knock on wood, haven't had any issues with this particular scope, so I don't suspect you will either. Now, the software for this camera, so this camera can be used for all kinds of stuff. It is directly connected to this monitor. That works all on its own, all by itself, so you can see images. There's also a cable in here for you to connect it to a laptop or to a TV monitor. It'll connect either way. You can also download an app on your phone and pull it up on the app on your phone. So this camera it does everything. It does everything, and it's a 4K camera, which means you're going to get the best images you can possibly get at this price point. Gotta throw that out there because that's important. Well, so I think this camera and tablet setup is almost $1,900 for a path grade quality camera. That's $5,700 just for the camera. No adapters, no monitors, no nothing, just the camera itself.
I'll take up knitting.
I just did an estimate for a path build, and it was $43,000.
Ouch.
Oh yeah.
That's a car.
Yes, it is. Yes, it is.
Not many citizen scientists in that space.
Are
there?
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, absolutely. I haven't dealt with many recently, but 10 years ago, I was dealing with people all the time. Especially during COVID. A lot of people worked out of their homes.
Okay.
Yeah, and they would pull up the scope that they've had for 30 years and they needed it to work again. They hadn't used it. They'd been using what the office had. Okay.
That's what I did.
Is it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And this was the microbiology classroom.
Gotcha. Okay, a couple important things to note about this scope that are pretty important. So this scope has some really good features, and one of those features is, see the light bar on the nose piece?
Mm-hmm.
It remembers the last light setting you had for each objective. So it automatically adjusts to your last light setting, which means you don't have to mess with turning the light up and turning it down. Once you've set it, it will remember and default to that every time you turn it to that objective. It's a coded nose piece. That is a great thing to have because it just helps a lot. Up. Let's get that going. Let's see what there is to see. There we go. So the camera has an on-off, it's on the right side. The monitor has an on-off, it's also on the right
Okay.
side.
It's helpful if they're both turned on.
Yes, it's very helpful if they're both turned on, for sure. All right, let's see what we have here.
So I'm a psychologist, so could you tell me a little bit about what you're doing there?
I'm just going through and I put a slide on here just so I can get some images up before we go ahead and put one of your samples on, just to make sure that everything is okay, because it did take a car ride. Microscopes don't like car rides. They don't like to be rolled around on carts. They don't like generally to be moved.
So they don't like riding in the trunk.
They definitely do not like riding in the trunk. That is for sure. So what we're looking at here right now is we're looking at a hematology slide, but we are looking at a hematology slide through phase contrast, which means it's not going to look like it normally would. If we wanted it to look like it normally would, we would need to go to bright field, and then we're going to get a little bit closer to how a hemo slide would look if we're looking at blood cells. And that is much, much closer to how that would look. But because we are set up for phase contrast, we are exciting the field. And so it's not going to look the same. Your stuff will look phenomenal. So what we have here is we have a turret style condenser. With a turret style condenser, what that means is that it already has the annulus in it. It has phase 1, phase 2, phase 3, dark field, and bright field. Phase 1, and the objectives all say on them, phase 1 is for 10x. Phase 2 setting, and it says right here, is for 20 and 40, okay? That is the proper setting for looking at phase through that objective. So 20 and 40 are phase 2, okay? Phase 3 is for your 100x objective. So you always have to make sure that you have a good match, and I don't have anything showing in here. There we go. A little more light would probably be good. I might not be able to see anything because we're in phase. Not on this slide. On your stuff, we'll be able to see things. Are you using cover slips for your stuff?
I have cover slips.
Okay.
I haven't really started doing anything.
Okay, I'm always going to recommend cover slipping. And the reason is if you don't cover slip, you're going to risk getting the objectives dirty and they won't work, and you're not going to, it's going to cause you more problems, right? If they're not clear and clean. So if you can cover slip, cover slip. Okay. We are pretty well dialed in. Let's see if we're centered. Depending on how much you use this scope, you may want to have me service it at least annually. If you're really clean with it and you're not having problems and you cover it when it's not in use and all of that, then you can just call me when you need me. Okay. Most of our customers have quarterly, biannual, or annual service. Okay. And they do that just to maintain the integrity of the microscope. We clean all the objectives, we go through it, we recalibrate it, right, and get everything working the way it should. Now, the other big thing on this scope is not to touch things that you don't know what it does. Because you can take this scope out of calibration rather easily, okay? Like what I just did right there is I shut the light down, and I don't use the monitor because the camera is potentially not centered perfectly. Always using the binoc, I look through the binoc and recentered. In the car ride, it came out of color alignment. So the light was not centered through the condenser and the objective. Okay, so that has been fixed. But that is one of the easiest things to mess up. Most people mess it up. You might want to get your camera down here. There are 2 screws, one on each side of the condenser. These are a no touch. If we touch these because we can't get the image we're looking for and we're like, why can't I get it? And then we just start turning things, you'll take it out of alignment. And if a phase contrast microscope is out of alignment, it will not phase properly. Okay, so that's critical. So these are a no touch at any time. Okay. Let's see here. What else can we cover? So the coated nose piece, I already went through that. How every time you change the objective, it will go ahead and adjust to your last setting. So if I turn this all the way up and I go over here and then I come back to it all the way up. Well, that's not how we want to look at 20x. We want to look at 20x somewhere around here. Now, when you look through these eyepieces and the light source is turned way up, it'll burn your eyes right out of your head. Okay, it's very, very bright. The camera is set up to white balance all by itself. So your image here, no matter how intense the light is, it will automatically adjust for you. Okay? With this setup, I'm not sure what's going to work out the best for you. A lot of times, I would say 50% of our customers with this setup, they'll pull the eyepieces out, put covers in, and just use this. They don't even look through the eyepieces. Okay? So that's going to be a personal thing, because I also have places, they do both. Like, they use both. Sometimes they'll turn off the monitor and say, I don't need that until I need it. And they just look through the eyepieces.
Yeah.
Okay. The monitor does fold down to get it out of your way. Okay. Not going to break anything by doing that. The monitor also, the camera adapter on top also swivels. And what that does is that takes our image and matches our image to what we're seeing through the eyepieces. So you can look through the eyepieces and get your image perfectly where you want it. And then that dial, you can turn that dial to put your camera in focus exactly where you want it. And that's about perfect right there. Okay, so that's another adjustment. That's one of those things that as you move through the objectives, just like when you switch over to the 20, sometimes you got to find focus, right? Same kind of thing here. So as you're switching through the objectives, maybe you're not getting exactly what you want, but you can always stop looking here and just adjust to your image on the monitor, right? Let's see. I mean, that is 101.
Okay.
That is 101 per
All
phase contrast.
Maybe could you kind of have Karen do it from scratch and just kind of talk her through it?
Sure.
Okay, bring up one of your slides.
Yep, I think that's a great idea.
Just grab one?
Yep.
Take it. Could you take it back to 0? Like she comes up here and nothing's on?
You betcha.
Okay.
All right.
Have a seat.
So one thing I didn't show is where the power is for the microscope.
Mm-hmm.
The power is on the back side, just behind the light intensity knob. So it's right back here. You can
Okay.
feel back there. I'm not turning it on for you.
Okay, so immediately, you know, I'm looking over here to open up the,
Mm-hmm. Slide holder.
yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Now, as far as just,
We want to turn it on. So that's behind the scope on the right side. Behind the scope. You'll feel a little toggle switch.
oh, there it is.
Yep. There we go. Now the scope is on.
Mm-hmm.
Now we want to turn the camera on.
Okay.
And the cat's on the side. So if we look around this side, up here,
Mm-hmm.
the little blue button, until you just push it and leave it, and you'll get a blue light and it's on. That's it.
Okay.
Okay? And then the monitor, this button right here. So that's on. You're good. And then that button right there. Push it once. That's it. and you're live.
Okay. And then,
So that's your light intensity,
okay,
okay? And then you have your coarse and fine on the right and the left. So you do have a fine adjust. Nope. That one. The outer knob.
this one?
Nope, that's the inner. The outer,
Yes.
yes, ma'am. So that's your fine adjust. And you do have it on the other side as well.
Same thing, exactly.
No, actually a little bit different. So on the right side of the scope, you have the fine adjust only. The inner knob is for locking the stage into position, which here's what that means. That means once you've set that, the stage will not go up beyond that point. Okay, I don't recommend setting it unless you start having problems crashing slides. What that means is that you've raised the stage up so high that the objective has broken the slide. Okay,
Nice.
now that's a problem usually in student environments. That's not usually a problem with people that have been using scopes for a long time. Especially if you're starting at 10x. That usually becomes a problem at 100x. That's not a problem at the lower objectives because they won't reach it.
Okay.
Okay, so I'm on 10 now.
Yes. So we are on 10
Mm-hmm.
and we are on PH1 because PH1 and 10 go together.
Okay.
Okay.
Yep.
So if we want to switch out, is that the best image?
Now, what is that adjustment?
There we
How does
go.
How does that side?
So it's the same. On this side, you have your coarse and fine. So your outer knob is your fine adjust, and your inner knob is your coarse. That's your big movement.
Mm-hmm.
Now, most of the time, this thing is probably going to stay set
Mm-hmm.
very, very closely, which means you're going to be using fine adjust for almost everything you do.
The
Yeah.
course is closest to the
The-
scope.
Yes.
The-
This knob right here is your coarse. This knob is your fine.
Okay.
Okay? Yeah, much, much, much better image. Oh, we're cooking with Crisco. Okay. So, if we want to switch over and we want to look at higher mag, if we want to look at 20x and 40x,
Yeah.
go ahead and switch it to the 20. So, rotate your objectives to the 20. That's the next biggest one. Yep. And then we have to match P2. So PH2, so rotate it this way, yep, till it says PH2, until it clicks, it'll click into position. There you go. So that's PH2, and PH2 is for 20 and 40.
Oh, it's the same one.
It's the same one for 20 and 40.
Okay.
And you can look through the eyepieces too. You'll notice that your image on the camera and tablet is larger than the field when looking through the scope. You have a much larger field looking through the scope. That is an unavoidable thing. The camera is always going to magnify more.
And what is that knob you're adjusting right there, Karen? Hangs down.
This?
Yeah.
I'm moving it.
Okay, so it moves.
Yep, she's moving the slide.
I was going to say it's staying in focus, and I'm just kind of cruising around.
Mm-hmm.
So it's moving the slide
Yes.
in some way. Okay.
Yes.
All right.
So that's how you move the slide from left to right and back and forward.
Okay. It's actually moving the slide, not the objective.
Correct.
Okay. I'm learning.
And so then I'll reach back here, and I want to focus, find focus.
Yep. Which you're doing.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
And that's all that one will do. That course focus is on the other
It's
side.
only on the other side. Yes, correct. They do that because most people will drive the stage with their right hand and fine adjust with their left at the same time. So it's set up for a right-handed person, right?
Okay.
If it was set up for a left-handed person, the coarse and fine would be on the right side and the stage adjust would be on the left. Now you have to get up to a much higher level microscope before you can do that.
So her hand would be on the thing that moves it,
Mhm.
and then her left hand would be on the fine adjustment.
Exactly.
Of there. Okay.
Exactly.
Okay, so I'm just going to come down here. Now I want to go to the next.
Yep, go ahead and swing over to your 40.
Okay.
little bit of adjustment is always necessary. And,
Oh,
oh yeah. And we're dealing with the things that you're looking at. It's not as flat as what I was looking at. I was looking at a hematology slide. That is a very, very, very flat slide. But the things that you guys are going to be looking at, it's a bumpy
it's
slide. There's a lot of things in there to focus on. So some things will be in focus, some things will be out of focus, and that's normal.
Now, how she's got it adjusted now, the color looks kind of washed out.
Because we're phasing. If we had like some of that pond water in there, that is what's going to allow for you to see the movement with all the little stuff, for lack of a better term. Mm-hmm.
so let's do that.
Sure.
Can we do that, John?
You need an eyedropper, I think, or something over there. All I have is the water.
And I always recommend, whenever you're going to start out looking at a slide, I recommend starting at 10 because it's a nice working distance and you can get it in focus, and then everything comes together pretty good after that. So that's your 100. See, you notice how we hit the top of the slide,
Yeah,
the
we
cover
did.
slit?
Yeah.
See, that is the thing that you're gonna have to kind of be careful for with the 100x, right? The 100x, it's much longer than everything else.
Yep.
So right now you're on the 4. 4 does not phase contrast.
Okay.
There's no phase contrast at 4. But you can at least get your working distance set with 4 or 10. Depends on where you want to work, right?
Do we have plain slides
Oh, yeah,
here?
I think so.
Ah, there.
I don't know in that pile of stuff where cover slips are. I do not know that. I can tell you about couples therapy, but I can't tell you about cover slips.
Yeah.
I mean, you could always do 2 slides. Changes your working distance. And then if you do that, you'll always have to be careful. If you do use 2 slides, like one slide is your cover slip,
Yeah.
You'll always have to keep in mind that
You gotta-
sometimes you won't find your image because you're looking at the top of the top slide. You need to go further to actually see what's in between them. People make that mistake a lot.
So we don't have cover slips, do we, John?
We might, I don't know. There's a lot of stuff here. I'm just.
From a cleaning the microscope standpoint, I think that's kind of an important thing to cover. I would use alcohol alone, 80% plus alcohol. You can use that to clean the eyepieces, the objectives, and the stage. Never use a bleach product. Try to stay away from ammonia products. I don't like those products because if we get a little extreme with how much we're using, they don't dry, they sit. Alcohol will dry no matter where it goes. So I like alcohol a lot.
Okay.
Okay. I finally found the slide.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. And I want to put just a drop of whatever I've got over here.
Sure.
I keep reaching. You see how long it's been since I've.
Sure. Well, in every manufacturer, the way that the finger works is a little bit different. I mean, swing out is always the same, but some have like a little lever to move it out of the way. Some do that cutout so you can move it on that right side.
Mm-hmm.
So check something here real quick. Okay, we're good. I was checking the height of the condenser, making sure we weren't coming through under the scope. There's a setting for that, and again, it did take a car ride. Okay. Oh, look at all that beautiful stuff. We still will want to cover it with another slide, probably.
Mm-hmm. Just take one of these. And
Sure.
drop
And
it
it's
down
probably
there.
going to squirt out the sides, so
Yeah.
you might want to prep it away from the scope.
Okay.
Yeah. We can definitely see stuff.
Okay. So.
Yeah, I would probably prep it away from there, just because when you smash it down, it's gonna run off. Cover slip would be better. This is just like any port in a storm.
Mm-hmm.
we go. See how it looks like shooting stars?
Mm-hmm.
You can see movement. That's what phase contrast does. So let's get this over to 10. Might need to move around a little bit. I also can't tell if we're seeing the top of that. Might be seeing the very top of that slide. Okay, no, we're not. Okay, good. That's where we want to be. Oh, and we're on P2. So we're on the 10, so we need to be on P1. There we go. That's helpful. Cover slip would be better than the second slide, but because we're putting more weight on these little critters in here, it's not going to allow them to move as much.
I see.
Right? Because we don't have air pockets because we've got too much weight on top of them.
Okay.
But like I said, any port in a storm.
Okay. Cover slips. Have we got that on the
Yeah,
grocery list?
I'll put that on the list here. Yeah.
So that's our 20. Yeah, we're smashing everything.
Yeah.
Yep.
But it's working.
Oh yeah, absolutely. We're working.
That's.
Yeah, we're definitely working. We have too much weight.
Okay.
Cover slip floats more than it smashes,
Okay.
right? So you get air pockets, and that keeps the cells moving.
Okay.
Okay, so yeah, you'll definitely need cover slips. I am unfamiliar with your process. The question is, do you need cover slips and immersion oil? Should you be putting a drop of immersion oil in there as well to help keep that pocket and giving them a place to go? I don't know. I don't have the answer to that question because I'm unfamiliar with what you do.
I am too.
Okay. Okay, so that might be a thing. I'm not sure if sometimes, yeah, they did. Sometimes they include immersion oil. You do have a little bit that you can play with. So you do have a small container of immersion oil. So that's good. Okay. Okay, so yeah, y'all need cover slips. When you have cover slips, you need to figure out, I would do some quick research on slide prep for what you're looking at. Because the better the slide is prepped, the better you're gonna see.
Okay.
Okay. So that's that.
Okay.
Now, I'm trying to be more careful than I probably usually would be. Now, I want to take the slide off.
Sure.
Let's do the shutdown sequence.
Sure.
too.
Okay, so for shutdown, I would probably always swing it over to 10. So I'd go to 10x. Yep, because that gives us a nice working distance, right? And then because when I go to use the scope, because I want it to be ready to go and I don't want to have to think about things, I'm probably going to switch this over to pH1, your condenser. So I think it says pH2 right where my finger is. I would flip that back over to pH1 because the next time I go to the scope, I want it to be set up properly. I don't want to be guessing, right? So
What did you just do there?
I just put it in focus. That's all I did.
Okay.
Okay, so you have a couple of ways that you can shut this down. Okay. In 15 minutes, that scope will time out and shut itself off.
Okay.
Okay, which is fantastic.
I'm not used to that.
Yeah, no, nobody is, and it's one of the reasons.
broken.
It's one of the reasons people love the scope because they don't have to think too much. Okay. So it'll shut down in 15 minutes. That's one way to do it. The other way to do it is go ahead and reach behind on the right hand side where that power toggle was behind the scope on the bottom. You found it last time.
Surely I can find it this time.
Yep, on the body of the scope.
Right there.
Yep, and click it. And then the camera. Remember it was on that right side? Yep, tablet too. Camera and tablet. So just click the button one time each for each of them. So I believe it's like right here.
There it is.
Yep, and then over on the side of the camera, you gotta look over on the side, the button. And that's it.
Okay.
So you have 3 power buttons that you have to push every time. Got to turn the scope on, got to turn the camera on, got to turn the tablet on.
Okay, so I've got 1, 2,
And the microscope.
and the microscope.
In the back.
Yep, in the back on the right.
Right. Right there.
Yep. And then let it do its thing, and now it's on.
Off.
And like I said, the scope, if you want, you don't have to turn the scope off. It'll turn itself off.
Mm-hmm.
How you turn it, and this is important. If you get in the habit of doing that, how you turn it back on, all you have to do is rotate the objective. Just switch the objective to a different objective, switch it right back, and boom, you're in business. It turns right back on. And that's it.
All right.
Okay. It did come with a cover. It did come with immersion oil. It did come with a few things that you're really okay. So remember, I said some people pull the eyepieces out and just use the monitor. The caps for the eyepieces are in this bag.
Okay.
So you can pull the eyepieces out, cover them with something nice so dust and debris doesn't get inside of them, and then you can cap off those holes. That is a very simple thing. They just pull right out. Okay.
So you pull them out and cap it? Or?
You pull them out, cap this,
Oh,
and then wrap these so nothing gets in these if you're not going to use these.
okay.
Okay. I think you guys are probably going to do both for a good long while. That just makes sense. What else did it come with? It came with a phase tool.
Okay.
So what you have is, remember I said you have a turret style condenser, and you have to turn it to pH 1 for 10x, pH 2 for 20 and 40, pH 3 for 100. There are little annulus in there. That's what excites the field so that you can see phase contrast. If the scope gets moved around, okay, those can come out of center. If they come out of center, you would need the tool to fix it, okay? I'm not gonna cover that, and the reason I'm not gonna cover it is because it's a complicated process, but it's better to have the tool so that somebody can do it, okay?
All
If
right.
you don't have the tool, somebody can't do it, okay?
Okay.
So that's a hang on to it. That's a 2-piece deal. It's the eyepiece tool, and then the 2 set screws for adjusting the annulus and making it center. Okay, so these 2 things go together. So actually, I'm going to put this in this bag.
Okay.
Okay. Again, not something that I think you guys. I think it's beyond what you guys should do. But having the tool in case somebody does need to, that's important. I always have this tool, so if you call me, if you're like, hey, I'm not phasing proper, it doesn't look right, I'll have the tool, okay? But if it's somebody else and you need to Google it and look it up online and try to figure out how to do it yourself, or somebody who's mechanically inclined, right, then at least you have the tool necessary, okay? Other than that, it's just little covers and stuff like that for the camera. I always give that stuff just in case it ever needs to be transported. If you take the camera off, you can cover the camera adapter, you can cover the camera slot. So I always include that stuff. It has the manual for both the camera and for the microscope. There's not much useful information in either place. This is more setup, startup information, okay? But what is also in here is this small white bag. This is the software for loading on a computer, okay? So the software's on a gig drive, so you would load it from that.
A gig drive?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Yep. There it is.
Okay.
Thumb drive, gig drive, yes.
Yes. Okay.
Yep.
All right.
So that's on there. There's nothing to do if this setup works for you, but if you have to start capturing and sending, if that becomes a thing, you're probably going to want to run it to a laptop, because that images take up a lot of space. You really don't.
Yeah.
That unit up on top is not conducive for that. Okay, that is for seeing the image on a bigger screen and being able to work with your image and the microscope. The camera will plug in to a computer via USB.
Okay.
You can also plug the camera into a larger monitor via HDMI. You can also download the app on your phone and have the image on your phone at the same time. So you could literally have the image on a laptop sitting right here, a monitor up on the wall, in the microscope, on there, and on your phone all at the same time.
That's just way too many choices.
I know, but it will do that. And
Yeah.
sometimes people need to hear all this because it gets the gears going. Okay, what's the best way I can capture and send, or what's the best way I can do a quick capture and send, not for something that's going to be published, but for something that I just want another opinion on. Different ways work different, right? So you have every feature and option you could possibly want. Okay, that's the point.
What is the app?
The app is a downloadable app on Google Play Store, or if you guys have Fruit phones, you can download it from their app store. It is called Modic Connect. It's a free app, and then you hook it up to the camera via Wi-Fi. It's not a Bluetooth connection, it's a Wi-Fi connection.
Okay.
Okay, and that information is in here. I will say this: if you set up a laptop, I'm not a software person.
Yeah.
That's not my deal, but I can tell you that Modic, and their numbers in here with the manual, they're unbelievably good at helping people set it up. Though you can grid, you can put a micrometer, you can do anything you want. Like, the software is really good, very helpful software. But those are the guys you'd want to speak to. If you call me with software problems, that's what I'm going to tell you. I'm going to say call Modic. Okay, every time. If you have a computer, camera, if you have a microscope or camera issue, call me. I'll get you taken care of. Software, that's not me. It's just not my wheelhouse.
So if she had some images and she was going to want to have the image with a micrometer overlaid in some way, would that be on here or on the app?
You can. There's two ways to do it. Are you guys familiar with the wireless mouse? Right, that you can hook up to your computer? Okay. They work on that camera.
Okay.
So you can put the USB into the back of the camera, have a wireless mouse. The software's in the tablet.
Okay.
And in the camera. So you can work it that way and just set it up to where it's working here the way you want it to.
Okay.
Or you can load it on your laptop, and then you have free reign over that software.
Okay.
And you can do it there. So it depends on where you want to do it, but you can do it in either place. That's the long and short of it. So, but you would need a cordless mouse.
Okay.
Okay?
All right.
A lot of dental practices, that's how they do it. They're doing it for periodontal, and they use the cordless mouse. Yeah, that's their favorite way to do it. And they send the image to very large 4K TVs to show you the bacteria in your mouth to get you to buy, products.
Unfortunately, we're there this week, so that's relevant.
Yeah, which dentist?
Pulliam, I think is his name. He's in Green Hills.
Gotcha.
Periodontal, endodontal, or whatever you call it. And anyway, if Karen is helping Diane verify some samples and stuff, I'm sure calibration is probably going to be part of it. Do you think, Karen? Like measurements?
Yeah.
Yeah. And the software will do that.
Okay.
Yes. Software will do it. But who do you call for software?
The company.
The company. Yes.
Because it
Call
might
the
be.
company. It's not. It's not my wheelhouse. I'm a microscope person.
So we can read in there about how to set these things up. Is that right?
Again, the manual that's in there is not great for any of that.
Okay.
It's not. This is more of a setup manual. And from setup, I mean, make it do what I just showed you it will do. It's not great at walking you through software stuff. I will say this though, the people that have set up the software have called it very intuitive. I will say that. Okay.
Right.
It's rare that people need to call. Most people have been able to do the setup on their own.
What's the first step in getting the software going?
If we're getting it going here, right, then the first step is buy a cordless mouse.
Okay.
That's the first step, because that's what unlocks it and brings up the menus, right?
Oh.
Okay.
Right. It's just set up to default show you an image right now, but the software's in there.
So get a cordless mouse and plug it into the USB.
Yes, sir.
And then we're going.
Yes,
okay.
sir.
Okay.
Yes. And then when you rotate it, here's what I would say, keep this in mind. if you go off doing this on your own, I would not mess with any color contrast or anything like that. I would not mess with any of that. But your gridding and all of that I would go ahead and mess with as much as you want. And there is a stage micrometer in here that will work with that. Okay, so you'll get the stage micrometer, you put it on the stage, and then you'll look at your grid, and then I don't know if it does your calculations for you. It might. Again, I'm not the software person. But yeah, it's relatively straightforward. The other thing that I would keep in mind when doing that is there is a factory default setting button, which means no matter what you do, you can always go back to that button, hit factory default settings, and it takes you right back to where it was before you started. So you really can't mess things up too bad.
Where's that button?
When you plug that mouse in and you pull up the software, that button is in there. You'll be able to find that in the menu.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, great.
Back to default settings, and it's one of the easier ones to find because I've had to do that because people get clicky, especially periodontal people. The techs get clicky and they start messing with the software because the microscope isn't giving them the image that they want, and so they start messing with the software, and then I've got to come in and I go straight back to factory default, and it works great every single time.
Great.
So that's that part of it. Now I'm gonna go in another thing for you. Because you have a stereo sitting right next to it, I did bring the box for the camera. The camera will do macro. There are macro attachments. So you can take that camera off and put the adapters on and put that over your sample and get that image straight through that camera. I don't personally recommend doing that because the monitor is so bulky and cumbersome that I feel like it wouldn't be great. I included it anyway. Normally I don't, but because of what you do, I did, because who knows, maybe that's something that you can use if you want to do macro. So those adapters are in the camera box. Put this in here. So you have your macro cup. So that attaches to the camera, and now you can set this on top of your specimen and see it on the monitor also. I've never seen anybody do it.
Okay.
I haven't. Most of the, and so you have your adapters in here, you have your macro adapter in here, and that's your stage micrometer right here. It was not in there, it's in here. Do you want that in there with that stuff?
Yeah.
I think that's a good idea. But you do have these things. Again, when you start getting super comfortable and you're like feeling really good about all of this, maybe that's the time to go, I'm gonna go ahead and give that a whirl and see how that works out. And I would get very comfortable with the system first. It is what I would do. And again, I've never seen anybody use it, so I have no idea how it works. I thought about messing around with it. Quite frankly, I didn't have time.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
But I thought for you guys, maybe this is a thing. So we'll set that back there, and we will put this in this bag. Actually, we're gonna put that in this bag with the software. Okay.
All right.
Let's
Zoom time.
Yep. Let's look at this wolf and see what we have. We plugged
Is it
it
plugged in?
I don't think so either. Yep, that's the one. So this was in a closet, huh? So these are a little bit tight. So just so you know what you have here, this is very much high school entry level college biology microscope.
Yeah.
This is no more than that.
Right.
Like that is what you have. So I wouldn't say you have something great here. I mean, not bad, and will it do what you need it to? Perhaps. I'm gonna borrow this right here. I'm gonna borrow this chair. Thank you. And I just wanna see how this thing works. Most of the time, the big problem with these is you end up with double vision because the prisms go out. Okay, so I can tell you right now that this is out. Okay, and here's what that means. That means it's going to be hard on your eyes. So what I did is I put this down here, and the reason I used this is because it allows me to put in focus a particular letter. And I can put that letter in focus, and then I can move that letter over to the corner of the field, look through the right and look through the left, and see if there's a difference between where it is. Okay? There's a difference. It's a significant difference. Okay? What that means is that we are not, something in this head is not working the way it should. Usually it means your prisms are out, which means somebody was hard on it. It got, it got moved around. It was in storage, it got moved. Like these things happen. So if you, I'm gonna hold this in place so it doesn't move. If you look through the right eyepiece and you look at the S and how it lines up with the outer edge, so just look through the right side and see how the S lines up on the edge, and then look through the left side and see how the edge of the S lines up. It's further away, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So that can be hard on your eyes. Now, might work for y'all just fine. Okay. Image quality, it looks fine. But that was the first thing I wanted to look at. Zoom. Image quality's not too bad. How much zoom do we have? What are we at here? 40. So we're at 40 zoom. We have a lot of debris in the eyepiece. Could be on the outer. Why don't you let me go through and clean these lenses and see how it looks then. What I think you probably have is a workable solution for right now. Okay, that's what I think you have. I think if it starts bothering you, if you're using it a lot and it starts bothering you, you'll want to get something different. Or if you're just not getting the image quality that you want, right? And the good news is these are universal. That'll mount to anything, like any stereo. Not any. Most stereos have a very similar setup where you can mount. So it'll mount to a newer scope most likely. All right, so that's fixed. All right, let me clean up these lenses and see how that looks. I'm seeing a lot of garbage in the field, but that could just be the outer eyepieces. Let's see what we have here. These wolves, I'll tell you what, they held up pretty good because they had to, because they were in classrooms. But they were also made for that level, right? Which means they work, yes. Are they great? No, they're not great. But they're built very well. They just don't have the greatest optics. But they were built very well.
Well, I guess, I'll be screening samples.
Maybe like looking at moths, stuff like that, trying to locate tardigrades.
I'll be knocking them off into a space and look at them.
All right, most of that was on the outside. Yeah, 90% of it was on the outside. That's much better. Honestly, guys, I think this will work for you for a while. This isn't bad. Yeah, this isn't bad. I would work with this. and until you decide you want something better, if it goes in that direction.
Okay.
Right.
If it becomes a thing, yeah.
Yeah, exactly. I think it's very workable, and this is a nice setup. Yeah.
Because I'm the money guy. About how much do new ones cost?
Well, the one that I brought, is $2,000. I was gonna give it to y'all for $1,500 because it's been sitting on my desk. I've been using it for circuit boards.
You want to bring it in and show it or not?
If you'd like. I mean, I don't think you need it. Otherwise, I would have already said it's a bigger unit. It's got a much larger base.
Yep.
It's got a better working distance. It's got 10 more magnification on it, so it goes up to 50. This only goes up to 40. So if you want to see it based on that information, I'd be happy to go get it for you.
Please do.
Okay.
Is that okay? Yeah.
Sure.
You're a busy guy.
Oh man, yes.
You might not be this way.
I really am a busy guy. I cover 5 states, and so I think I've been home maybe 1/10 of the time this year. I've been on the road all year. I've already put this year. I've already put 20,000 miles on. So yes, I'm a very, very busy person.
Like you're in the military. Okay. How you feeling so far?
Dizzy.
Dizzy? Because?
Just because of my love-hate relationship with computers and
Okay.
connections and stuff.
Well, I mean, you still, somewhere around here, we still got the really, really old compound microscope, that was seriously a student microscope, What'd you think of the images and stuff?
Well, they look fine. I'm not a connoisseur. Look fine to me. It's darn great. I guess I need to connect with Diane.
Yeah.
And I wish I wish we were going to dentist, because this is driving me nuts.
Wednesday.
Okay. I keep going, is this the way it's supposed to be?
Yeah. So why do periodontists use this gum disease stuff?
Yeah.
That's it?
Yeah. They do a cotton swab of your mouth, they prep it on a slide, they show it to you on a large monitor, and they show you all the bacteria in your mouth, and they tell you how to get rid of it.
Oh, you don't want to get rid of all the bacteria.
No, not all of it. There's good and bad, right? Good bacteria, bad bacteria. I'm gonna set it right.
I've been
Where I have
reading.
Yeah.
Karen had a cavity recently, and I was reading about it, and they don't tell a lot of people that medications create a drier mouth.
Yes.
And change the environment.
Yes.
so that you get.
So you might get a whole bunch of cavities at once.
Yes. Absolutely.
And why is this not more widely known?
That's a really good question. So as you can see, it's a much larger unit.
Mhm. Yes, it is. This is, yeah.
It's made by the same company. It's a Modic as well.
Yeah.
Modic, I don't know if I talked to you guys about this when we were talking on the phone, but Modic's a top 5 company, right? They just made their way to the top 5. So they're up there with Olympus and Zeiss and Nikon and all of that. And they've been making products for a very, very, very long time. So this is also LED. So whereas that should be a bulb unit.
It is. Yeah.
Yep. So let's see. Where's that card we were looking at? And I zeroed 0, 0. Okay. Let's see here. So this one works a little different. This one has the knobs on the sides. This one, it's on the front.
Okay.
Okay.
So the knobs on the side are more traditional?
What's that?
I said the knobs on the sides are more traditional?
No. Olympus still makes it this way. Zeiss still makes it this way. Nikon, which is huge in the stereo market, they still make it that way.
But that's where my hands would normally just go up without thinking.
Yes.
And doing other things is, I have to think about it.
Right. Okay. All right. So you can go ahead and take a look through there if you'd like. See what I mean about your universal, same kind of thing. It's a bigger post, but I think it would work. You might have to modify that bracket though if you were going to do it, because the post on that wolf is much smaller. And like I said, I've been using this to repair circuit boards for about the last 6 months or so, but it still smells like a new car.
What are you doing with that light?
Me?
Yeah.
Just
Moving it into position.
well, I've been farbling around.
Yeah. Well, yeah.
Does it stay?
It swivels. It swivels and moves into position.
Okay.
Yeah, that way you can put the light right where you want it to be. And then your mag is on the nose. So if you want to change your magnification, that's your wheel.
Okay, to change it.
Yep, turn it
Right?
the other way. There you go.
Yeah.
So instead of being a smooth zoom, it's a fast change to a different mag. Okay, whereas like the wolf, that's a zoom. And that's 50.
And then I reach for the stay.
Yeah. Yeah. So you also have wider eyepieces, which is going to give you a bigger field, which is also nice. But I mean, those are just the differences between the two. And that doesn't move.
Yes, I'm learning that.
Yeah, yeah. So really what you get out of that one is you get better working distance and you get a bigger field. Those are the two, and 10 more mag. So those are the differences.
And it's already clean on the inside.
Oh yeah, everything is great on that scope. That, yeah.
Oops.
Does it just stay in place, the light, or
Yeah.
you have to?
Once you adjust it, it stays right there.
You don't have to lock it in or anything.
Nope.
I notice the light thing bumps up against whatever the thing is.
Yeah, that's just the stop. There's no reason to look beyond that point. So that's just the stop.
The thing that's next to the thing.
Yeah. I speak thing. It's all good.
It's not a couple. It's not okay. All right. Does it make sense to you?
Not yet.
Okay. Keep fooling with it a little bit. Make sure.
Yeah. But it's going to take more than a little bit. It's going to take me coming in with several different slots and
Yeah.
farbling around.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah, that if you guys were to want that, you would probably use both for a while till you figured out which one you'd like the best. To be honest with you, that's the truth. That's the truth. Like, if you guys took that one, I wouldn't say put that one away. I would say keep them both out.
Mm.
Use them both.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's what I would say. Because you may find for certain samples you like that one better, and for other samples you like that one better. It's very possible. The one thing that you would always like better with the Modic is that you have a larger field, no matter, and a better working distance. Those are the two things that you would always like.
So we're mainly going to be looking at moss samples for tardigrades,
Mm-hmm.
right? Any difference in the two for that? Does it make a difference to have a bigger field for something like that, or? I think that your experience is the teacher here. We need the experience.
Yeah.
Okay,
I think so too.
I'll shut up. Okay. If we want that one, do we purchase it now? Do we use it for a while then purchase it?
If you want that one, yes, you would purchase it now. The only advantage for you is I'm here and I'm selling it as used at $1,500. That is the only advantage. You can always, 2 years from now, you can have one, but it's going to be over $2,000.
Okay.
That's the only advantage. Okay? That scope, I can get that scope anytime and ship it to you. That's not a problem.
Okay. Well, let's do that.
Okay.
Okay. Yeah. All right.
And then after you do this stuff for a while, you can determine what's important. Do you need more magnification? Do you need more field? Do you need a bigger stand? Like, these are all the things that you'll figure out as you go, right? Because that's not the only stereo that's available. They sell those things with all different kinds of stands, all different kinds of magnifications. So I mean, we can get real specific.
What about pictures?
Images, yes, you can get a trinocular version. I'm not sure that model comes in a trinocular version. Anytime you start talking about image capturing on a stereo, double the price.
Okay.
Okay.
There's no reason to do that, I guess.
No, and if it was, and there's a couple of ways to go about it. Okay. So could you on both of these? You could. Are they going to be great images? No. And the reason is because you can outfit these with an eyepiece camera. Okay. Yeah. And the image quality is just, it's to say it's not great isn't quite saying what I'm saying. It's really not good.
Okay.
Yeah.
So if we wanted an image, we would just put it on the other scope.
Yeah, it's just two very different types of images that you would get out of the two scopes, though. You would take those images for different reasons.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Do you have questions about this scope?
I haven't done anything with
Okay.
it.
Do you know enough to use it and find out about it?
Yeah,
Okay.
I think so.
And then, like I said, if you guys decide that you do want something different for a
Mhm.
stereo, then we can get real specific about the needs
Okay.
at that time.
Okay. Get a checkbook, card, what should I do?
What do you mean?
To pay for that?
You do want it?
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't know. Okay.
Yeah.
If you want it, no, I'll just send you another electronic invoice and you can pay it online.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right, let's do that.
I know you guys. I know where you live.
Yeah.
Okay, what does that one come with? It also comes with a manual. It also comes with the solid plate, a cover. So covers for both. I recommend covering the scope. Do you guys have pets?
Yes.
Okay, so pet dander and all of that. When you cover this one, I would fold this down and cover it. Do you have cats?
No.
Okay, good, because cats will jump up because it's a flat surface. I have cats. And...
We have a dog that would do that.
Oh, really? You got a small dog?
No.
Oh, okay.
He will not do this.
So I definitely recommend covering them. So each one has a cover, and then you have your lower plates for that. Right now the glass plate is in there so you can get under lighting, okay? But if you don't require under lighting, you have the solid plate as well.
Okay.
Okay, and that just pops out. You just replace it with the solid. And it has the black and white side in case you need transparency or not.
This pops out?
Yep, that pops out. See that where, yep, right there. There are no bulbs to consider or anything like that because it's LED. Those LEDs, both scopes, LEDs typically 20 to 50,000 hours of usage before they go. If it goes on that one, it's a little more complicated than if it goes on this one. This one is a piece of cake. You call me, you say, hey, it's not working. I ship you a new cartridge. The cartridge slot, there's an Allen under the door. You pull it out, you slide the new one in, you're ready to go again. It's very easy, very fast. And there is a tool for that in the back of the microscope. There's a sliding door. Hear it sliding?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, and there's a tool back there that does that.
Okay.
For the stereo, there's a small tool. Actually, there's two. There's a small Allen, and then there's this little spanner guy.
Okay.
Okay, that is for tightening tension back here. You'll see that there's holes around there. That tool is what you use to tighten tension. So if she's looking through it and it's drifting,
I see.
okay,
Like
that tightens that and takes that away.
Like our front door.
Okay, and that's what comes with this scope. It does have a cover, and like I said, I do recommend covering the
Okay.
scopes, all of them, including the Wolf. If they're not in use, dust does not like scopes, or scopes don't like dust, right? So just keep that in mind as well.
So you using something to clean?
Okay, so what you guys, there's two things. I don't do a lot of home stuff. So at home, you can get a high quality microfiber that's really lint free. I can tell you I have purchased at least 50 different kinds of microfibers, and I have only found one company that they are truly lint free. And they're not 100% lint free, but it gets close. And when you do what I do for a living, it's got to be 100% lint free, or you're repeating your work too much. You can use a microfiber, a good microfiber, and you can buy lens cleaner, or you can just use alcohol. That's what I recommend. I think alcohol is my favorite because you can't go wrong, right? It will break down the oils. It will clean the surface. You could buy a lens cleaner, but I think it's a waste of money. There's too many additives in there that don't do anything, and they charge you for that, and I don't think it's worth it personally.
Okay.
And that's coming
What
from
was the company for the?
I can send it to you if you have. Hang on, I have your email. I get them from Amazon, so I should be able to share that with you. It's funny, for the first time in a very long time, I had somebody else ask for this. Here they are. Okay. Now how do I share that? Share. Send it here, through there, and copy. There we go. And here. What's your phone number? What number should I send it to?
615-337-6975.
There we go. Paste. All right, let me know if you got that.
It's over there. Yeah, it just came through. I can see.
Okay, good. So those are the ones I get.
Okay, great.
Okay, they're the best ones I have found, and they should last you a long time. It's not a one and done. I use those for lenses only. I actually buy a different product, cheaper product for like cleaning and that kind of maintenance stuff. But those are the best optical ones I have found.
Okay.
Okay, so that and some alcohol, you should be fine. 80+% alcohol. It dries better.
Okay.
That's it.
All right. Thank
Do
you.
you have any other questions for me? I mean,
Not right now. No.
Okay.
think that's enough information we can take in at one point.
I'm glad you recorded it, because you're right, it was a lot of information.
Yeah.
Yeah, it really was.
I knew it would be.
Yeah. Okay, so you guys just need cover slips and do a little bit of research on prepping, and then you guys should be in great shape. Software is called Modic. Cordless mouse will bring up the software on the tablet. So the rags, the cordless mouse, and cover slips sound like the three things that y'all need. And now you look very sciencey.
It's for Halloween.
All right. Well,
All right.
my work here is done.
Okay.
I'm off to Murfreesboro.
All right. Well,
All
thank
right.
you very much.
You're very welcome.
Yeah, that's our alma mater, MTSU.
Oh, is it?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
Yes.
Thank you.
Yes, sir. You're very
I still
welcome.
know a few people there.
Do you,
Yeah.
Karen? Good to meet you.
Yeah.
Good luck with all of this. I'm gonna grab that box over there.
Okay.
That's my pack it up after it's built travel box.
Good, because I was thinking, what are they going to do with that?
No, that's what I use this stuff for. It's again, microscopes don't like to travel, so you gotta pack them well. All right, guys.
You mean throwing them in the trunk? Is it
Oh
good?
man, you know, I had a guy. He was a hospital. Thank you. He was a hospital director, and he found a really great deal on a very expensive microscope for their hospital lab, and he put it on the passenger floorboard of his car. Well, somebody stopped in front of him, and he undid the brakes, and it went over, and he broke the scope, and it cost him